Hello and welcome to the 102nd episode of the Gochuucast. We had the countdown to episode 100 not too long ago, but now we're steadily approaching the second year anniversary. I don't know what we're gonna do for that. We kind of blew our load on episode 100, so
Blue Our Load is a crazy. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We did have like three big things for 100. So we'll have to think of something.
yeah, we dropped our longest episode ever for 100, so it's just
Our proverbial load. Yeah.
yeah. Anyway,
Oh my god.
yeah, so I didn't really do a lot anime wise this week, and so I'm solely relying on Spat to carry the burden this episode in terms of topics.
Great.
I am also, because I have had a hell of a week.
Yeah. No, that's understandable. Previous weeks I've been incredibly busy, and this week I've had a little bit of time. But no, I started a couple more seasonals. So, well, I caught up with the ones I was watching were like Bartender and the Jellyfish one. What's it called? Jellyfish Can't Sleep at Night, right? That's like the full
Swim
title.
in the night.
Can't swim in the night. Can't sleep. Can't swim in the night. Yes. I like both. I think my opinion really hasn't changed. I don't know about you, Daniel, if you're like liking any more of either of those shows over the past couple weeks.
No, what was the first? I heard the jellyfish one. I was not.
Oh, Bartender.
Oh, Bartender. I'm 2 episodes behind on Bartender. It's one of the ones.
Okay,
I
fair enough.
I almost watched Bartender, but I did not.
Yeah.
Instead, I played Paper Mario: Thousand Year Door.
Love the game.
Yeah, I've gotten into Valorant recently, unfortunately.
Oh no!
Condolences for me. Yeah. But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, Jellyfish. Like, I think my opinion hasn't really changed. The art is really good, or not art. Yeah, like we mentioned cinematography. I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, the art is good. It's Yeah.
Yeah, episode. Yeah, I would say I feel like we're just about to start getting into it more. Like we have the gang now, So
we're collecting everybody, and
Yeah. This is like I mean, I don't like. It's not like Bochi. I guess it's kind of like Bochi. They have their like group they've formed over 3 episodes. And with Bochi the Rock, I feel like episode 4 is where things really started to take off for me. Even though I liked it before. So maybe this will be like a similar situation where throughout the next like 9 episodes or so, we'll see if it's able to, bring me in.
Yeah,
I do trust the author, so that's like a lot rider on this.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think the characters are fine. I just like love like the art and like the camera angles. There was like, there were a few scenes, I can't remember them off the top of my head, but like I was just like thinking about it like at those moments that like, wow, that's like really really good. Like how they just like swapped camera angles or zoomed in on a particular object. I think they were at like the bar, cafe, whatever, like talking. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Bartender, I don't think my opinion has really changed that much for the past couple episodes, but it's good. I like the subject matter, so and the characters are likable enough. So the other 2 seasonals I started, which I've only watched the first episode of both, just because I wanted to like check it out. Which for one of them, I guess it doesn't really matter too much, but it was a Train to the End of the World, the one that like has 4 episodes. Do we have any updates about that show, by the way?
I mean, episode 4 came out, so
yeah, and it's the one where it's supposed to like stop, right? Like, or like there's still
there was like rumors of like production issues, but I mean, episode 4 released. I mean, not that there aren't potentially production issues still, but like it's alive,
Yeah,
I haven't heard anything else about it.
I'm gonna keep watching that because I really, really liked episode 1. I really, really liked it. Just like it's like mysterious enough to keep me entertained, and then the characters so far seem okay. I don't know if you have a different opinion on it, but I guess you've seen more episodes of it.
I would say like get to episode 3, and that's when you'll be like, if you really know if you mess with the show or not. Like I liked episode 1, but I think my main opinion at the end of it was like, what the fuck? Like, what did I just watch? And then like episode 2, I'm like, okay, I'm liking I'm getting more of the character dynamics as they like go on this little train journey or whatever. And then episode 3 was like kind of a showing of like, yes, we can have like these like one-off episode stories that are interesting, and yeah, apparently some of it has to do with like Japanese like folklore and myths and stuff. I don't know about any of that.
Which we wouldn't necessarily get, which is cool to hear.
Yeah, it's cool that it's like taking these like Japanese stories and then translating them into like, I don't even know, like kind of like a modern like horror, not, I don't know, just a fucking wacky ass story journey to go on. I haven't seen episode 4 just yet, but I did very much enjoy the first 3. It's just, it looks really nice. I like the music, I like the character interactions. The world is, it's like one of those worlds where it technically doesn't have like a lot set in stone or anything. Like, I wouldn't say it's like crazy world building by any sense of the imagination, but it's just like one of those things was like, yeah, you know what? This happens, and you're like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, this world makes no fucking sense. Literally, like, it's like the first like minute, 2 minutes of the show are basically standard. This shit makes no sense, and you know what? You're gonna like it, and that's just what it does.
Yeah. The thing about like people transforming into animals, which was like the first couple minutes, right? I mean, that happened in like, I mean, Spirited Away, watch that. It seems to be like a common thing. Like, not common, but like some, I'm sure there's some folklore about it, but like the humans transforming into animals thing, and I know that exists in other cultures as well, but that seems to be like a theme that is rooted in folklore a lot. So, yeah, I don't know how it'll turn out, but I got to keep watching. It's very interesting so far, though.
Yeah, I mean, it could be ass by the end, but who knows? Like,
yeah, sure.
It's
As
good for now.
like,
It could always
originals. Yeah.
any show I'm watching could turn out terrible. True, but I'm keeping an open mind. I'm trying to be optimistic. So yeah, it was that, and then I watched episode 1 of Spice and Wolf. I don't really have a strong opinion on it, to be honest, yet. I'll keep watching, see how it
it's
is.
like
the
a-
remake's pretty good so far.
Yeah.
That's about all I know.
I haven't watched episode
No, like
4
strong.
just yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah.
no super strong opinion on it either. I mean, I enjoy it generally, like what I'm watching, but I haven't like, I'm not as attached to like someone who might have like watched the original and they're
Sure.
watching it with like a new coat of paint,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'll just keep going on those two, and then I've got the other two that I'm continuing to watch. Yeah,
I
I
guess
got some
one
more time
thing
to.
I
watch
can
these, yeah.
offer to the seasonal. So we talked on last week about Unnamed Memory and Engi's goofy
Yeah.
skipping. Apparently, they skipped even more.
Oh no.
Like an unholy amount of stuff.
Oh
so,
yeah, because
like,
yeah.
Apparently, even like it's a romance. They even skipped like a kiss apparently, and when a like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why would you do that? I'm like, yeah, I just don't get it. Like, why? This is supposed to be like, this is leaked to be a split core. Like, so I guess they're gonna just finish the entire. Like, it's not that long of a light novel series. So I'm interested
6
to
volumes.
see. Yeah, it's 6 volumes. Like, what the fuck do you even like want to accomplish here? Like, I guess just, I mean, it'd be 3 to a core, but I don't feel like, I don't know. Like,
If you're skipping that much, how can you? Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Like, because after the first episode, I was like, wow, this is like really well paced. It's like, it looks like they might do like 2 novels this season, and then everyone's like, oh, nope, it's done, it's over, it's already, they've already fucked it up. It's just impressive how terrible the studio they are, and now my like copium for Medalist is like Dwayne, it's gone, dude. I have no fucking hope. I just consistently see them fuck up other things. It's so annoying.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I do wonder. It feels like. I mean, how much was skipped with ReZero? I'm just thinking about like light novels because like the other.
At least with ReZero, like,
yeah,
things definitely got skipped. Like, ReZero is not like a perfect adaptation by any stretch of the imagination, but they tried. Like, don't. That's like one thing I will give the adaptation. I think a lot of the ReZero community is not appreciative enough of like there's definitely soul in the adaptation, even if they skip things that were like generally pretty important and should not have been skipped. It's annoying that happens, but like, you know, they were giving like half-hour episodes, like you know, they bought into this adaptation as opposed to like Engi, who's like, all right, let's phone it in. It's been one episode, we tried. Yeah, it's just ReZero
the other
definitely skips
show
stuff. It's just
okay.
they try, but
Yeah. The other show I was thinking was Classroom of the Elite, which skipped a lot in the first season. I'm just thinking about like light novels and like how that translates
Light
to
novels
anime.
just get fucked all the time.
Yeah, that's what it feels
like
like.
not
But,
everything is like an 86 or an Apothecary Diaries. It's just
86 is another good one. Yeah, I guess
yeah, like
Um,
Apothecary Diaries doing two novels and 24 episodes, 86 3 novels and 23 episodes. Like that type of stuff,
right.
it should be like the standard, but it's just annoying that it's not.
Yeah. I don't know what restrictions are placed on like studios for
I
certain
think it
things.
just
I don't
comes
know.
down to like script writing. I mean, I don't know what the production comes like. You just stuff as much as you can into this. Like, you know, we're never gonna get another season. Just fucking keep, you know, go for it and see what happens. I don't know.
Mhm.
Like, cause I mean, we had the Angel already sold pretty well like before getting an anime, and it sold extremely well after. So like, I don't know why they would have rushed that. I think it just comes down to director and script writers. Probably more director than anything. Oh, it's Matt. Matt died. He's gone.
Yeah. I
All
would
right.
agree.
Nope. Okay, he's back.
Oh, he's alive.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. My Discord just closed and opened again. I'm sorry about that.
It's kind of like
Not my
almost what
fault, but
happened. I
yeah.
feel like that happened to me last week, except I didn't like get out of the call. It just like kept me in there as it
No,
loaded.
continue with what you were saying. I was
Yeah, I mean, I just don't understand. You know, at the end of the day, I think it probably just comes down to like director, scriptwriter, series composition, shit like that. You
yeah.
just gotta like roll the dice correctly, and unfortunately, the dice, you know, there's only so many good numbers to roll, I guess.
Yeah. I just I mean again we can't know, but I just wonder how much of it is like director versus like I don't know about like transferring the rights or like what goes on between like okay like an adaptation occurs or like an anime studio decides to adapt a light novel and like what freedom they're given. I don't know. I don't know. Hard to say, but yeah, unfortunate things escaped, especially if you've read the light novel previously. It's like, damn, they didn't cover this and this and this, but that's weird for sure.
Yeah. Anyway,
I didn't have anything else for the seasonals, but yeah, I'll keep watching. I like the one I watched before, and I've got some more time, so try to keep up with those. I don't know if you guys had anything. Is Blue Archive like? Is it still like
I haven't watched
the
episode 3.
animation's not that good?
I haven't
Okay.
watched episode 3 yet. I saw like one
Oh,
little
gotcha.
someone like posted a screenshot that looked a little goofy, and it's like whatever. It's like one frame of an animation.
Yeah.
Like shit happens all the time. I have no idea. It's probably just as mid as it has been, and like production quality wise, outside of opening and ending. But who knows?
Dude, I scrolled up to watch that thing again earlier this week. The opening village is so beautiful, man. But yeah, I've already like gushed over that a
Yeah.
lot when you mentioned it last week. But man, that shit it is beautiful. Um, yeah. Um. Okay. I mean, I have something to talk about. It's like kind of weird, but it's like we have talked about it before.
Okay.
So I saw this on Twitter, and then I was just like looking at like anime news and stuff like that, and seeing what was going on. So it's not actually anime related; it's manga related. Um, but Japanese manga. There you go. Japanese manga publisher Shueisha. I think I know the name is. I'm not sure which manga they're involved with.
Like, yeah.
The one I think of is Yu-Gi-Oh, and I think of Shueisha. But, like, I'm not sure it's exactly what they're involved with specifically, but they're a manga publisher, and they have some like a new website that is runs AI translated. It's like a community site for AI translated manga, right? And that's not the main news. That stuff is that's not really what I'm looking at. But like, I did some research on like AI translations and machine translations, how it works. It's actually very interesting. Without going too much into the detail, there's actually just a lot of like looking at the figures themselves and like the characters to like determine pronouns for like the translation. And I found like a couple like articles about it. I don't know. It is very interesting. Like the whole AI, like we talked about like AI like being used for like weird stuff, like AI videos recently that happened a few months ago that got like a lot of attention on Twitter. But like machine translations themselves, it is very interesting. I will say like how it's actually accomplished. Like it not only takes the text boxes but also the visuals, which is I don't know. It's just interesting to me. So um, I don't know if you guys have like that much experience. I mean, for me, it's very hard to tell whether like because I don't read that much manga, but like when something is machine translated versus like I don't know translated by a fan or like whatever some company. Um, but like, do you guys notice like a lot of errors in machine translation in machine translated manga, or like, are you able to detect that? Because again, I don't read that much manga, so I'm
I mean,
curious about that.
I can
It's mostly
never.
like context, right? Because machine translation stuff usually is missing out on a lot of context. I mean, that's
Hmm.
how it always been, and it hasn't, in my opinion, quite gotten a lot better at it yet. So what ends up
Hmm.
happening is it translates the words correctly, but sometimes the sentences don't like make sense. If
Right.
that makes
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult. Like because you can read something and be like, okay, so did this person like just machine translate it, or did they try and translate it to English, but their English isn't very good, and so it becomes out more of a mess. It's just difficult to tell because like people do definitely put uh like with Girls Band Cry, for example, like what I'm seeing on sites, because I don't feel like taking the time to actually like torrent the episodes to get better subs. Um, like they're very much obviously machine translated. I think they're like done from the French version or some shit because the French actually got like real
Yeah. Yeah.
subs.
Yeah.
Um, well, see why the fuck do the French get it but we don't? God, dude, whatever. Anyway, um, like obviously when I'm reading the subs, I'm like, okay, well I can technically turn that into a legible sentence, but it's just very off, and there are times where like I can very much so like I don't know Japanese, but I know enough of it to like when I hear certain things, I'm like, okay, they did not say what the fuck was
Yeah.
on the what's it called just there. And you'll run into issues like that with both machine translation. I mean, even with localization too. Like localization is a much bigger like rabbit hole to jump into because a lot of people have a lot of different opinions on that. But um, I just when I hear English loan word in Japanese, I expect it to be in the subtitle, and I feel like that never happens. Like
Yeah.
regardless
Yeah.
of whether it's like machine translation or like just random localizer, I'm like, just why? Like I can hear them say the word. Why is that not just in
Yeah.
the subtitle? Because like you can definitely craft a sentence out of it. I don't know.
Yeah. Have you seen? I mean, I guess. I mean, this is like talking about anime specifically, but um, like I'm sure you've seen like YouTube shorts with like I assume it's AI generated like captions, right? Like those are like often like 90% of the way there, but they're not like, they're not perfect, right? They like mix
They're
up
I don't know.
words.
They're
I
they're
do wonder how
typically pretty
translation works for
like
that
dog shit.
as
Like I
well.
would never use like the YouTube whatever. Like it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
AI like attempting to get a transcript rather. Well, I guess there's
Yep.
also
Yep.
like it'll get the transcript attempt at what's it called, and then probably like go from there and try and translate the transcript that it gets. But the transcript in general usually is dog shit, and so
Hmm.
um like when it tries to translate an already dog shit transcript, it comes out even more ass. And so I don't even bother. Like with music, like you have the option to try, like it will like, hey, we have subtitles, and you try and click on it, and like most of it just doesn't pop up because I don't know if the AI just like gives up on trying to understand the song, or yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess with anime, I mean, it's just through the audio, right? Like how they translate it, but like with manga specifically, let me send a screenshot of like what I found. I mean, it's just like the details aren't super important, but it's like because they input like the image, right? Um, they can like tell like if you look at the thing on the right, like it's a guy and a girl talking,
Mm-hmm.
and like with if they don't include the visual, it translates to she's cute, but it's very clear that like with the visual, the guy is talking to the girl, right? So it should be correctly translated to "you're so cute," right? Because he's talking to the girl.
Mm.
Um, that's just like a layer that I like didn't even think about. Like when it comes to manga, like of course there's like things that Google Translate, right? Where like you mentioned, like it's like almost correct, but like, not really. But it's interesting that they use also the visuals to assist with the translation. That was just something interesting I found that I didn't really like think about when I was thinking about like okay, translations for manga. But I guess with anime and stuff, you don't really get that. So that yeah, it kind of explains why like you mentioned, like they just miss things or things are just like very close to correct, but not exactly. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't know if I brought this up before. Fuck.
yeah.
I mean, this may be like why you're talking about this right now. I don't remember if I talked about it or not. You know, we only have 100 fucking episodes. You know, sometimes I'll
Mhm.
be forgetting.
I
But
think I remember
You're
what you're
good.
gonna say, and I'm pretty sure it is probably what made him think of it too.
like the one company that I don't remember who the
Yep.
fuck it was. They came out and they're like, hey guys, we have an app. You can buy. You can get this manga simulpub. Like it, you know, chapter comes out in Japan, boom, you have the chapter in English, even though like the actual publishers haven't caught up to it yet. Like let's say it's licensed by like Seven Seas, um, and Seven Seas is only on volume 3, but volume 5 content's happening. You know, you can get the volume 5 chapters as they come out, but they're all going to be like AI translated or some shit, but you have to pay for it. Could be wrong, but that's not our problem. So give us $6 for a month for fucking
Yeah.
manga that is gonna be incorrectly translated. I don't know. That type of shit's so stupid. Like AI will probably get to the point where it can pretty accurately like, because if you think about it, with once it gets the idea of context in line, like you can just have the AI like read entire series in like a matter of however long,
Yeah.
and then it'll be, oh, I have the context now. Like they could just like literally have a Jujutsu Kaisen AI bot fucking go through and be like, yep, I know everything about Jujutsu Kaisen that exists ever, and so I can't possibly fuck up the translation. There are a lot of people who do get mad at like the actual official JJK translations though, because there's on Twitter there's a dude named, or not on Twitter, one of the translators for it's named like John Wary or some shit, and the JJK community fucking hates him so much because he gets so many things wrong. uh I don't know. It's just an interesting industry, like with like a lot of moving parts that I don't feel like a lot of companies are always out for the money or whatever. I just don't think they understand the industry that they're trying to get money from, and so you end up with a lot of
Right.
shit like this. Not that
Yeah.
it's like
Um,
easy to find people to translate stuff, but you know, I don't know if any
yeah.
of those mistakes get fixed in like the actual volumes or not. Because like
Oh, that's
you'll
true.
see panels with like verifiably false information. Like you're like, how the
Yeah.
fuck do you even like mess this up? Like if you are
I know in
translating the
One Piece
series.
it happens a lot where that stuff gets um corrected in officials. There's like a lot of stuff with One Piece that they'll be like, this is gonna be right in the official version. But so I would assume everything is the same.
Yeah, I mean, I don't buy JJK, nor do I really plan on buying it, so I couldn't tell you. But who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. I think like the paper I read is from 2021. So I mean, if you think about it, like 3 years since, probably improved a decent amount. Um, like the different methods that they used and stuff like that. I'm sure it's been improved by a decent amount. So um, yeah, I mean this kind of stuff I'm very like okay with in terms of AI. I think we talked about that before, but I think this is good. It's just yeah, like you mentioned the finer details I guess have been um, have to be ironed out. But I think yeah, I think it's just good, just more ways to get uh, manga and I guess anime to some extent to foreign countries. We are technically foreign countries relative to Japan. That's always good. So I'm always happy to
Yeah, I
hear
mean,
about all
it's
that
like
stuff.
an odd one because like there are people who do have like jobs with this stuff, and
Yeah,
do a good job, but you can also see like there are there are genuine benefits you can't argue to like using AI in the translations if they actually get good. I would, if the AI is not like pretty much fucking perfect in everything it does, I would rather it not. I would rather just people keep their jobs and keep doing that. I can see obviously the the use for like how many people like truly know like I don't know like Vietnamese to Japanese like I mean I don't
yeah.
know
Those are obviously smaller
like a whole
markets.
like a bunch of different countries I don't know like fucking does Lithuania is there a Lithuanian language.
They would just do it in English, probably.
Yeah, probably, but like I don't know, some random like fucking
Uh-huh.
Yiddish to Japanese. How many Yiddish to Japanese translators are or Japanese to Yiddish?
Yiddish is crazy, but yeah.
I don't know. I'm just fucking throwing a language out there.
No,
You
no,
know,
I got you. Yeah.
like that's not going to have like many people out there, and it's like even then, like that person may not want to be paid pennies on the on the hour to translate manga, and so there's benefits there. It's just an awkward like rope because we're gonna see this
Yeah.
stuff event like we will companies are constantly, trying to. I literally just said it. They're always after the money, and so you'll get companies
That's
like Crunchyroll
capitalism,
who
right?
already
Yeah.
like says AI is like a part of their plans for the future, and we've seen them
Yeah.
like attempt to slip it in there, fail miserably, and then walk it back.
Yep.
And I'm sure they're gonna do it again, where they try and slip it in there. They're just gonna keep trying to slip it in there until it works, like until people don't realize that things are being fucked with, and then that's just how it's gonna go from there. I don't know. AI has a lot of potential to do a lot of good, but it's also just such a slimy fucking like industry, uh, because a lot of slimy companies want to use it for not good great things. So I don't know.
Mhm.
I have no opinion on it. Obviously, I would love to. There are probably a lot of manga and light novels out there where I'm like, yes, I would love this to be translated very quickly. More license easier, stuff like that. Because more companies could probably license more things if they didn't have to worry about time to translate and all this other bullshit. But like, I don't know. It's just the humanity in it is not there. It's just
Mhm.
I don't know.
I mean,
It's
it's just
Yeah.
a difficult topic.
it depends. Like if if the product created by AI is like so bad, so much worse than like the things that are like hand translated, I guess. I don't know what the term manually translated, I guess would probably be the best term. If it's so much worse than people like, it's also a matter of like scarcity, I guess. It's like if the AI translated version is like the only version that's available, then people will just be forced to read it, right? Because like a lot of people just don't speak Japanese, obviously, in like America or whatever, right? So I don't know. It's just a matter of like what's available and like how much people are willing to like read something that is like 90% correct, right? If people if that doesn't affect sales, then people are gonna keep reading AI translated stuff, and like the people who are actually employed as translators are just not, you know, they're
Yeah.
not gonna have jobs, right? Or not necessarily have jobs, but um, yeah, I don't know. It's capitalism. That could be like a whole
Capitalism.
thing, a whole discussion about like people replacing AI replacing jobs and stuff like that. But
Yeah, I feel
you
like
get
we
the
have
point.
this talk like every like I don't know
Yeah, I
20,
mean,
30
it is the world,
episodes.
right? Like it is just a part of the world, unfortunately. So,
Yeah,
fortunately or
I mean it's interesting to look
unfortunately.
at the things like you said, where like it's reading the visuals and like making the correct choice as to like how to structure the sentence, but then it's like those are like the examples that work, and so it's just weird. Like you see those, and you're like, oh wow, incredible AI, clap clap clap, it did very good job. But then you see
Yeah,
like the actual full AI product, and it's like, oh, it fucked up like everywhere else except for
yeah,
here. And it's like how close it is. I mean, exponential growth is what's going to be happening with AI, and
yeah,
so it's interesting here seeing like the pathway it'll take. But um, for right now, it's like it's not even close. It's just like Google Translate is like you're gonna get as good as a translation out of that as opposed to like, you know, shit like machine translation, like actual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they compare it to in that paper. They compare it to Google Translate. I mean, it does obviously perform better. It's just like
I wouldn't mind, as like I've talked about it before, like the ReZero web novel is partial, like they machine translate it and then they edit it like a motherfucker afterward just to like speed, because like they took a very long time with it, like actually translating them by hand, and so like, okay, the author is going at crackhead pace right now, and we're not going to catch up if we don't do this, and the community's like, you know what, we get it, whatever. And so I would understand that more as opposed to just like, okay, you know, just let the computer do it. We'll see what, you know, whatever happens, happens. But if it was like, you know, use machine translation to like speed up the process, and if the person who goes through it, like the actual person goes through it the second time and like, nah, that's not right, you know, they make the adjustments. Stuff like that would be, I feel like, more fair. We've seen
I think
like
it's probably
AI.
like the best way to do it short term anyway, because we've already said there are a lot of limitations with machine translation.
Yeah.
But it is at
if
the
you can do
point where it
90%
can
and
be
hire someone
useful.
to edit the last 10%, that's good enough, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. But yeah, I learned a lot. Like unironically, like the paper I read was like some of the figures. But that was just something I took a look at this week. So
Yeah. I guess also with AI, AI art's getting a lot like harder to detect. I had earlier, like a couple days ago, I realized that, you know, I was just like scrolling through. I'm like, oh, that's a cute thing of art. I hit like, and I'm like, actually, hold on, wait a minute, because usually if I don't like recognize an account, I'll usually I'll like look at their profile, and then usually in the description they'll be like, yeah, I'm an illustrator, and I'm like, okay, cool, I'm safe. But then I I'm like, I click like, and I'm like, wait, hold on. I feel like I've seen this account before, but I don't feel like I've ever actually like looked into it. And I click on their
yeah,
thing, and it, you know, their art looks like it would just be hand drawn, like the way it is. But then it's like, oh yeah, illustrated using stable diffusion. I'm like, fucking damn it. And so I'm like, okay,
Stable diffusion.
unlike the picture, mute the account. Now I have to scroll through my likes to see which posts are muted so I can tell that I fucked up. And yeah, I found like 6 posts that I've liked before that were just like AI art. I'm like, fuck, dude, how did I just like not notice that?
I think my biggest thing with this too is like, I think the thing I would most want from the growth of machine translation is like more series to get translated instead of like the same ones that already make money
Yeah,
having
I
machine
definitely
translations.
want
I would rather,
more niche stuff.
yeah, I would rather have that niche stuff get, you know, passable machine translations with just like a comb over to make sure it makes sense, right? And then be able to read it. So like we obviously have talked about Gochuucast a lot. I mean, is in licensing hell, and that's an entirely different topic. But like
Sure.
Yeah.
something niche that like we probably will not see translated again. Just licensing hell is licensing hell. Like this doesn't change anything, but it's just something like that. To me, getting just like a good enough machine translation with a little double check and then released is like, to me, more valuable than, you know, machine
Yeah.
translating, I don't know, One Piece every week
One
so they don't have
Piece.
to pay an
Well, that's
editor,
your favorite.
right?
No, yeah. I think I don't know the details of like, because like obviously you have like the model which is like initially trained, right, and then you like use it on like actual manga to like translate it, right, and that's true for everything in machine learning. You like train the model and then you use it for doing whatever you want to do. I don't know like who has access to those models, or like I'm like very not knowledgeable. I don't know if it's like people who like people who would do translations for niche manga, like if they have access to those models. Like I have no idea, but
Hmm.
I don't know if like access to those models is like a thing that like prevents, you know, those things were happening. I don't know if that's the case, but it could be. It's possible. I don't know. Like maybe the the people who are machine translating One Piece, they're porting all the good models. So I don't know. Yeah, hard to say.
Yeah, the what thing I linked there was
Yeah,
the page, and when just looking at their
I,
stuff, like I wouldn't like AI art usually has like a very like you're like, oh yeah, that's AI because it looks like fucking dog
yeah,
shit. But a lot of the things here, like I mean, the hands are fine. I wouldn't be surprised if some of these are like touched up afterward, which is what I think it is. Like they're made in AI and then touched up by, um, and like some of them look AI, but then some of them look really, really like distinct, like as art styles, and so that's what threw me
Some
off.
of the hands are a little fucked up, but
Yeah, they're like
yeah. I'm
definitely
not clicking
not
that. I get
perfect. Like
yeah,
in one of them, I'm looking at like I like it's a Chisato Takina. That's what a lot of their stuff is. But, like Taki's hand is fucking humongous in the one I'm looking at right now, which makes no obviously like makes no sense. But in like some of them, I mean the hands are fine, and
it's
so
interesting too because there's like a bunch of different art styles in this too.
yeah, that's probably like why I didn't recognize like the account. Like I'm looking at the art and I'm like, okay, it's not like I haven't seen the specific style before, and so hit like, move on with my life, and if I see more of them, I might follow. Uh, but yeah, no, I don't know. I was just compelled to look at this one, and now I'm I'll check more diligently, I guess,
yeah.
and make sure
Every
not to
time
forget.
yeah, AI just like it just makes me AI just makes me nauseous. Like the hands and stuff like that. Ugh, it just it sets off like the fight or flight response in me. I mean, I don't know. It's just I'm very sensitive to that
Yeah,
stuff, so I try to avoid it as much as I can.
there's a website called Uwu Fufu. Ignore the odd name, but basically think of it like people like make lists and you go through them and you can choose like okay, so like best anime waifu or whatever, and there might be like 300 characters in the pool. You can do like best of 64 or whatever, and then it'll put 64 characters in the pool. You choose them and then you move on around. That type of like a tournament style like picking thing you do with a group maybe.
Yeah,
And so a lot of like there's so much. I've done a couple of those like the past few nights just with another group, and like there's just so much dog shit AI art, and it's like the AI art you expect, like the very distinct art style of it. A lot of I don't know down bad individuals. You can just tell. AI art's so dog shit, dude.
yeah.
Um, I actually did recently as well. We had like the fucking AI generated cafe or whatever, which we I steal the background art off Google anyway. I don't know. I think it was after we recorded it. No, not after we recorded. It was before we recorded episode 100. It's because I had to fucking search far and wide for like the drip tier list because of so much AI art on Google that I switched. I
Yeah.
switched this back to the old cafe. So we are no longer AI assisted podcast until we make the AI generated episode.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I still think would be funny, but also too much work, so
Oh, another like randomly like uh somewhat AI related not AI oh my god, now you got AI in my head. Anime related thing. I did in the past week was Yoasobi, the people who did Idol, the
yeah.
Yes.
opening for
Obviously.
Oshinoko. A few other things recently.
Very underground,
A few
yes.
other things before also.
Yeah, they're kind
Several
of an unknown artist in the anime. Yeah,
several pretty big things before.
yeah,
Anyway,
a thing or two here or there. No. They performed at Coachella, and I watched that live with our guy Phoenix Fire. We saw. I mean, not like on YouTube. Obviously, I wasn't there. You know.
Nope, he
Um,
was there.
I,
Don't let him lie to you.
he wasn't either. We've boycotted Coachella after Frank Ocean didn't, his debacle last year. But anyway, point is, we saw Yoasobi live. That performance was sick. It was like actually like so cool. She performed. I mean, I guess it's they, right? Because it's her and Ayase, the other guy who does all the production and stuff like that. But yeah, they did like all the hit songs live, some of the stuff from the new album. I don't know, it was just so cool. And she's having a concert in New York and Boston later this year in August, and I low key kind of want to go. Like I think it'd be pretty fire. That's like yeah. I just thought that was cool. It was like
I
genuinely
thought
like
you
a
said
very
AI
exciting.
related when you like went into this. I thought so. I don't.
No, I corrected myself and I said
They
anime.
correct himself.
Yeah, I actually
Okay.
said AI because I was like thinking about like we were talking about it so much, but yeah, anime related. But yeah, it was a cool performance that I like. I'm low key considering like taking a trip to New
Yeah.
York or Boston and seeing it. It was sick.
And I guess
Um,
technically, like ISA, like one of the parts of Yoasobi, like the group, he used to do like Vocaloid stuff. I think so.
yep. I
Technically AI
remember that.
related.
Oh,
I fucking hate Vocaloid, by the way.
yeah, dude. Yeah,
No hate on anyone who enjoys it, I guess. But like in Project Sekai, for example, like anytime I can get a cover of a song that has nothing to do with like fucking Miku or anything like that, I will do it.
yeah.
I
I
just don't think Vocaloids sound that great, to be
just don't
honest.
think they do.
It
Like
doesn't.
I mean,
I think they sound like dog shit. Well, not dog shit, but like I don't know, dude. It's like there are times where like maybe a song could be fun, but like when I'm like listening to a song and I have like actual like talented singers in my ear, and then the fucking Vocaloid comes in, I'm
Exactly.
like, ugh, ugh, spit. I don't need that shit. Just give me the, just buy the Kohene cover and move on with my life.
Yeah, like I like a lot of the Vocaloid songs, but I just do not like the voice at all. It's like very grating. So I just try to find covers. It's usually fine. So um, but yeah, yeah. I also have I heard their stuff in the past, but um, yeah.
Yeah,
Trying to think what else. I've just been browsing and seeing what's been going on. I think I'm trying to think.
yeah. Speaking of I edited my my power rankings once again.
Oh,
oh
okay.
man,
Yeah, so this is the remastered version for April.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say like I feel like we haven't had a month changed, but like okay, remaster.
Yeah. So I thought about it, right? I wanted to change the pictures on there. I use like the AniList pictures for all of them, but I'm like some of these characters like literally unrecognizable.
Mhm.
Whenever I show people like, oh, they're from that series. But then also like I thought about some of the characters on there. I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's change things around a little bit. I have two of these characters that I added on my shelf, and they were not on this list, even though they probably should be. And so I think there were two dropouts. I think did Nanako already dropped out. I don't know what the
yes.
fuck. Yeah. Fuck. Who else did I fucking move? I don't remember. Anyway, I put Bochi down to 25. I feel like okay. So I'm in a dilemma recently, right? Like I love Bochi, but
Uh-huh.
um,
But you got no content.
there's a well, that's not just the content, right? There's been a propaganda wave on my Twitter timeline, and it's called Kita fan
Okay.
art. And
Okay.
she like my content
Kita does
for
have good fan art.
her. She has
is
an
true.
insane amount of fan art, and it all ends on my timeline, and it's all really, really good. I'm like, fuck, dude. Do I really like Bochi as much as I think I do? Not that I think Kita's gonna be jumping in the top 25, but I mean, who knows? Maybe Bochi the Rock season 2 makes that happen. But yeah, I don't know. They're Kita fans. They're good at propaganda, and by propaganda I mean art. But anyway, the two editions here, they both sit on my shelf. With Kohane, who I mentioned earlier with the Project Sekai, put her at 24, and I moved Sayaka to 23, since I've been Madoka pilled. Trying to finish the script.
I forgot she was on your list, but yeah, that makes sense.
Forgot you're still writing the script.
I was there. I'm at 5,000 words.
Might
5,000
be a
words.
little shade. Okay, not bad.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I was actually starting to write more. Like I got to 5,000 last night, and then I spent the following hours after that deciding which animals would win in 1v1s.
Oh my gosh.
Look, You know, something when you're talking with other people, some things just happen, and you know, one of
Okay,
those
wait,
things
wait.
was deciding who would win, a giraffe or an elephant, and we looked up
Oh, okay.
videos, and decidedly, elephants absolutely obliterate giraffes.
Yeah, they are large, very powerful
Yeah.
animals.
Yeah,
I mean, we've
but
talked on the
giraffes are pretty
podcast.
powerful too.
We've talked
Yeah.
on the podcast about how giraffes fight.
Have
This is
we?
like way back. We have
I remember
way
we talked
back.
about like Komodo
We
dragons.
talked about
I
Komodo
was gonna
dragons.
say,
I'm
like, that
pretty sure
was.
we've talked about how giraffes fight.
I don't know if we did talk.
Well,
Almost
how do they
Fuck,
fight?
maybe we did.
Educate us.
I don't remember.
They fight with their necks.
Yeah, their
Oh, okay,
necks,
yeah,
they'll
true,
swing that shit,
yeah.
and they'll fucking like their necks are strong, man.
Yeah, that.
And they can
that,
they can like kick as well. I'm pretty sure.
The problem is I'm not sure if a giraffe could do damage to an elephant.
Well, believe me, I watched a video. It did not. It didn't even put up a fight. Like it was a video. It was that a giraffe was just like casually drinking from a water hole. Like you know, probably the dry season. It wasn't a very big water hole. But an elephant walks up. The giraffe can like looks at it and then just goes back to drinking. The elephant did not like that shit. It was probably in like muss or whatever the fuck it's called for elephants, like their mating season where they get really fucking aggressive. So like, you know, lack of water, really horny. It went up to that giraffe, said fuck you, and it like absolutely just rammed its tusk into the gut of the giraffe, and like giraffe ran away, extremely injured. I don't think a giraffe could beat an elephant. Maybe if they got like a sneak attack in. I don't know, dude. Elephants are fucking insane. Like they're big. They're big motherfuckers. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anime podcast.
That is like their claim to fame.
Maybe we should have another one of those a tier list of like which anime character. I don't know. Like that could be. Forgot what.
Anime characters we could beat in a fight part 2.
Yeah, or it could be a specific animal or something like that. I don't know. That'd be interesting.
Like
Some
anime
ideas.
mascots we could beat in a fight.
Ooh, that'd be good. What anime mascots are you thinking of specifically?
You know, it's been a while since I've gone through Fairy Tail, but I feel like I could beat Happy in a fight.
Yes, absolutely. So I've actually been the one thing I have been doing is I did rewatch
This guy.
on increased speed one of the Fairy Tail arcs.
Increased speed. Okay.
And Happy cannot do anything. Just to put it simply. I don't think Happy has a win condition versus you.
He can fly. It's like the one thing.
Yes, that is. It's the classic win condition of if Happy is always flying, you cannot hit Happy, and therefore you will die of exhaustion.
If I just like ignore him, then like you know, if we're like in an arena, you know,
Happy can like headbutt you really hard.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think if he dives in for the headbutt, I think that's my win condition. Is I grab him by the neck and I strangle him at that moment in time. I don't know how fast Happy is, but probably not fast enough, right?
It's fairly fast, but yeah, I mean, it's not going to be lethal, probably, but it might hurt.
It might hurt him more than me, honestly. Like,
also valid. I think Happy. I would agree with that as a Fairy Tail fan.
Does he have any power other than like flying fast or like?
I feel like no, not really. He's like the most fucked over like cat in the group, but, like without question. Like the other two very much can fight.
Yeah, all the other cats in Fairy Tail have stuff that they can do, and Happy has nothing.
He is undeniably just a mascot. Like, yeah, no, he's cooked. I could beat him in a fight for sure. As for other, I don't know, how many anime mascots? I don't know. I'd probably lose to Pikachu in a fight, I guess. I mean, like, if I got my hands on Pikachu, like, he hasn't killed Ash yet, so I mean, like, I could probably win that.
Well, that's the weird thing about, like, Pokemon comparisons, right? Is, like, surely any Pokemon should, in theory, be able to just murder us, but yet watch the anime, and they usually don't.
Yeah, you know, if we go by like game logic, I think I die to Pikachu because obviously, you know, it's gonna fucking electrocute, or depending on the level, maybe. If it knows like Thunder Shock or some shit, you know, that's probably not gonna hurt as much as like a Thunderbolt. I think I can beat a Pikachu without a good moveset. And if it's just like anime Pikachu,
What do
I
we
could beat
define? I
anime
was gonna say,
Pikachu.
what do we
No, anime
define as
Pikachu
not a
knows
good
every move,
moveset?
bro.
No, it literally the anime Pokemon only have 4 moves
Does it?
at any time. You just don't see them delete the moves.
Oh, okay. Sure.
But
It
if
just
like
felt
you
like,
keep track of
yeah.
the movesets, like it's actively the same.
Okay. Yeah. To be fair, I haven't kept track of them. It's just like, I don't know. It felt like Pikachu at like every point had like. I
I'm
guess it
sure
changes
there
every time.
I'm
But
sure there's like
yeah.
one or two actual continuity
No. I
errors, but
believe
for
you.
the most part, at any point in time, the anime actually does follow the 4 moves.
Yeah, like if you think of, like Pikachu in like the later parts, like he's like what Volt Tackle, Thunderbolt. He's like Electro Ball sometimes. But like Quick Attack, Iron Tail.
Right.
You know, I don't know. Give me a fight with Pikachu who does not have Thunderbolt. I think I can win.
What about Thunder? Oh, dodge. Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
low
So
accuracy,
Answer
and
yeah,
this all.
I
My ass,
win.
man.
I win 30% of the time.
so what
You
you're
know what?
saying
Yeah.
is you
Fair.
need the Pikachu to not have range, is right? Like you're
Yes, like
saying
if
if
the
it has an
Pikachu can
electric
actively
attack, it
run
has
away
to
from
come
me
in.
and shoot lightning at me, I'm probably cooked.
I feel like this is a pretty big handicap, but
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it didn't have, like, if I ran into your average like level 5 Pikachu, I think I could. I think I could beat it with my bare hands. Yes,
okay,
but
that's valid. What are
it.
other anime mascots worth talking about? I mean, we can get Chopper out of the way real quick. You're not beating Chopper.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna beat a One Piece character yet.
Well, Chopper is like a mascot because he's cute, not because he's a mascot. Like Chopper is actually like a member of the crew and powerful.
Yeah. I'm just looking at anime mascots. So if I can, Google's not giving me too many to go with here.
Karibo comes up, which is just kind of funny.
QB
Um,
from Madoka comes up. Uh,
that's not. Yeah,
I don't.
I don't know
I
anything
guess
about
I
Sailor. I
technically
keep seeing.
could kill him.
I keep seeing the Sailor Moon cat. I don't know anything about Sailor Moon, but isn't it just a cat?
I
Like a
don't
really
know.
smart cat.
I have no idea. I don't know anything about Sailor Moon.
Yeah, I watched it as a kid, but that's about it.
Yeah, I think my sister likes
Con
it, but I
Con
don't.
from Bleach. You could probably beat Con. Con's like a weird existence though. The Bleach like stuffed bear. It's like a weird existence. But if it's just strictly in bear form, you could beat Con.
There's
They have
the
they have the pig
Danganronpa
from
bear.
Naruto,
Like I don't know
which
how physically strong that like stuffed bear motherfucker is, but
Oh, I've seen that guy, but I don't know. I don't know what he does.
yeah, I mean he just puts like the kids in like shitty situations. But like
Yeah, that's what
what
I
if I
thought.
rolled up to him and like all right, like is he even a real bear? Like I don't know how that series works. I've watched the anime, but I don't actually know how he works.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just trying to. Yeah, a lot of these
Uh,
like anime mascots are like just like small animals that I could definitely, if I throw all morals to the wind, could kill.
yeah, he just punched him
yeah.
across the
I
room, bro.
mean I mean if you want to add Blue from Fairy Tail also it's the same thing. Blue would probably be easier than Happy even.
But yeah, he can't
Blue's also
fly.
the mascot
I definitely
in
fuck up Blue, in like Raven,
yeah.
whatever it is. Yeah, I could beat up Blue. Yeah. I feel like there aren't as many like anime mascots as I'm as I would have expected.
I mean, it's just like,
I mean,
yeah.
I guess technically, like most of them aren't like most quote mascots are gonna be just like the main characters. I guess like the poster boys,
Yeah.
um, as opposed to like yeah, there's just like cute marketable plushie
It's also
character.
just like so when I was looking through mascots, it had the pig from Naruto, and there's like a couple other animals from Naruto that you could maybe also make the mascot argument for, but it's just kind of like I don't know that they really deserve the mascot title in the
Yeah,
same way that like Happy does, for example, because they're not story relevant
synonymous.
enough, but also like just being cute animal.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's the lore for Chopper? Like, what does he do? Like, what's his?
Well, let's not
What's
get
the
crazy here.
lore?
I'll,
I mean,
I'll tell you it when One Piece ends after I read.
yeah. So what I'll say is Chopper is not just an animal. That put it that way.
Okay,
In the
okay.
same way that like Happy is a like fairy tales version of Cat, basically.
Mhm.
Chopper is more complicated.
Okay. Understandable.
That's like
I'm
the
just
not spoiler
curious.
version.
All I know is I see like so many of those stupid like Chopper memes, like with like all the other like other characters from other franchises, like with the doing the Chopper pose. Like you've seen it, like the one where he cries, right? Like, let me find the pic. Let me find the picture.
I'm talking
You've
about
seen,
the Oblivion battery. What's it called? I know the Chopper crying meme got used there.
yeah, dude. I've seen so many of these. Like, freaking. There's like a Link from Zelda one. There's a Bubble Bass one. Like, I've seen a lot of these. So this is all I know about him is like he just cries, but like I mean, obviously it's just like one scene from like one thing, but I don't know. It's just that's all I know about this guy. He's the goat, though. He's the goat. Um,
Yeah. I think there's the bunny from Shangri-La Frontier, but I think I'd lose that fight technically unless I like if we're counting like game. If I'm in the game and I get to play the game, eventually I'll be
yeah,
able to beat it.
superpowers.
Yeah, if you're like a user in the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like eventually on a technical level, I could kill Emil. I wouldn't want to do it, but okay. Oh, hold on. Okay, this just came to my brain. I forgot I wanted to talk about this. Okay, so I we have another like pronunciation controversy here going on. So we've talked about, I think it was last episode, or maybe I don't know. I think probably last episode we talked about the Yozakura like pronunciation.
Yes.
What's it called? Why I'm being attacked by Mars on another one here, and that would be Madoka.
I think I saw this. Yeah, I was gonna say I think I saw this.
Yes. So, despite having never seen this series, obviously I'm being challenged here on this. Like, most people like in the West call it Madoka. I called it Madoka for the longest time. But then, like, after watching the anime, I'm like, oh, that's just, like, not the right way to say it. I will, however, keep calling it Magica, or, like, Madoka Magica, because, like, I think in Japanese, Magica would be, like, Magika, and I don't want to say Magika, because that sounds off.
Okay.
But I will say, like, Madoka. And so...
So it's Madoka and not Madoka?
Yeah, because it'd be like...
Is that what this is?
Yeah, so... Oh, I need to bring up the argument from him again. Because we had another, like, bout of, like, emphasis placement.
The problem is I don't really even necessarily... Mars is not the authority on pronunciation. I'm just going to say.
Oh,
I know, but his exact words... I hate
his opinion is the law always.
His direct words. I hate how Daniel mispronounces Madoka.
But then he said I do it right, didn't he? Or something like that?
So I said in reply, I pronounce it 100% correctly. And then he said, you pronounced it correctly the first dozen times on my podcast, which was, before I watched it. And then now he's mad that I say Madoka. Which, if he was a real fan of the podcast, I think when Hayden was on here, Hayden pronounced it as Madoka as well. So I'm just saying, I'm not the first person on the podcast to. Well, I probably said it Madoka before then, but I'm not the only person on the podcast to have called it by the correct pronunciation. Anyway. I just thought that was funny. That like immediately we have another pronunciation controversy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be because the MA would be Ma, and then the DO.
Yep.
Ma Do, and then Ka, like for the KA. So I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean the way they say it in the anime is Madoka. So that's just how it is. I'm not gonna like get on anyone's case for saying it Madoka, but my case was got on for saying it the other way. So I'm just defending myself
now
here.
You just have to, yeah.
Now I have to drag him through the mud. But yeah, I mean, Madoka rolls off the tongue easier. Like I get why people want to do that. you know, like I just said with like Magica versus Magika. Anyway,
It has to be Magica. Like, there's no way. Like, Magica does.
I
Like,
hate I hate to
I know
break it to
why,
you,
but like,
but it doesn't change. Like, you know, doesn't change the fact that it would be like Magika.
yeah.
Well, it's because like they don't use the word magic in Japanese. Like they say maho or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's true.
So that's just what happens
Okay.
when you use like an English loan word.
Yep. Okay. Fair enough. It's just the Magica just does not sound right, but I understand. You just call it Madoka. That's like good enough, to be honest.
I mean,
That's
I'm gonna keep saying it.
yeah,
I
exactly,
mainly
right?
bring this up to piss him off for whenever he watches this episode.
Facts.
But
Do a little bit of trolling.
Yeah,
Do a little bit of
it's
trolling.
valid.
we do a little bit of trolling, yes.
Yeah.
Some trolling, some self defense, some pointing fingers. You know, the classic.
What were some other things? I thought there was something like last time that you mentioned that like he said you pronounced wrong or something like that. I forgot what it was.
Well, that
was
was
Yazakura.
yeah.
He was like, yeah, okay, yeah, okay, yeah. I was like, I thought there was something, but yeah, okay, that makes sense, bro. We're not Japanese. You can't expect us to
Yeah, I
get
don't know.
everything right, but
I should just fucking learn Japanese so I can like not
facts.
when the age of AI comes, I can just fucking read the raw anyway. You know that may
Yeah, don't you?
it'd make
Don't,
life so much. I actually have a light novel that I like was interested in that like released in Japan, but like God knows if it'll like literally ever get translated to English or not. But I have it there sitting to remind me just in case in my bookmarks. Where is it? Like it shouldn't be this far down here. It is. But like, oh fuck, can it not just open the post when I click on it? Oh my god, hold on. Oh, there we go. But like this, for example, I like the art there. Seems like an interesting little premise or whatever the fuck. For anyone wondering, like, damn it, dude, I should not have run through my water so quickly. The name is I Deceive the Blue or Ao Azamuku. So yeah, I mean, if anyone can't, oh, it's by the Higehiro person. What the fuck? Actually, no, it's the art. It's the Higehiro art. Never mind, not the same one.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, yeah. So if anyone can read Japanese and you're interested, check it out for me. But yeah, it's like one of the.
I was saying otherwise.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'll have to learn. You know, I think technically light novels are supposed to be like easier to read. So, you know, who knows? I should, I should get like the first volume of Gochumon and like, fuck. Actually, Gochumon's a seinen. Maybe it would be as easy. I don't know exactly how that works. But technically, Gochumon is targeted towards an older audience, so who knows? But yeah, like if I like get the first volume of Gochumon just to like try and as I continue like through, because there's like a 5-day period where I was like genuinely trying to learn, and that's how I learned the pronunciation of the different parts of the language. But I didn't continue it past that because it is a lot of work to try and like actively learn a language. And I think my brain might be past the fucking develop. I mean, technically it never is, but I was never good at learning other languages throughout school, and so I doubt it'd be very easy for me to balance with life. But anyway, it is something I think about. It would be interesting to try and do. If I could keep with it, maybe I could do it, but who knows? But
start somewhere.
Yes, you do in fact have to start somewhere. Well, yeah. Probably in this episode here, we've been late. This is a limp episode for sure.
I'm just laughing about me ruining your segue there. That's just kind of funny. He was so ready.
I was right about to end it. Yeah. Anyway, you can't always have the perfect ending to an episode. Just like
we got two more for the 2-year anniversary, so look forward to that, I guess.
yeah, it's an awkward period. Like we blew like what could be like entire
Yeah,
like
we just
3 whole
blown our load
episodes
for the
on
third
one
time this episode.
single episode. Yeah, and yeah, no, I mean, in blowing loads is we just I
It
don't
was
know.
worth it.
I need to. Yeah, it was worth it. It was a good episode. I need to fucking like get back to the grind here. I feel like once I get the fucking Madoka video done, dude, weight off my shoulders. Holy shit! I need to upload. I need to upload so badly. Because like I've been like I've been still generally gaining subs. Not like at a very insane rate, but I'm still like the number goes up, and so I'm like, fuck, dude. Like people subscribe. I haven't uploaded in months, so I need to get on that. I feel like a pang of guilt every time I post a Gochuucast episode instead of like an actual what's it called? Um, I don't know.
The Monaco video would be a banger, so just
Yeah. Funny enough, my 100 Girlfriends video is getting like a bit more traction recently. I don't know, like, because I mean, it had gone through its life cycle, but now it's like reviving again for whatever reason, so that's cool. One day I'll bring those people over from the main channel to the podcast. I don't do that. The fucking community, what's it called, sucks ass, and so I just don't really use it often.
yeah, the community tab is. It's like sometimes even for channels I follow or like not even follow, subscribe. Like sometimes they just won't
Like
show up.
like on mobile is like the only place you'll ever really notice them.
Yeah,
because like
yeah,
there's like no support for it on desktop really. Like there's no like
yeah. It's
actual
weird.
tab for it. It's just in the sub feed on what's it called, mobile, but not on website. Anyway,
Yeah, it just fits well with the mobile thing, but yeah.
actually ending the episode this time. If you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, whatever platform you're on, rate 5 stars. If you're on the YouTube side of things, you might go to the audio only. The link is not in the description. Well, it is. It's not going to work, though, because I don't replace them. But Easy Order and Anime Podcast on whatever relevant podcasting platform, and you will find us, no problem. Same thing with the audio only to the YouTube side of things. Is the Order and Anime Podcast, where the only one can't possibly miss us. Every Saturday, 3 p.m. EST, without fail, except for when we do. There will be a new episode up for you to enjoy. So thank you for watching this episode, and we hope to see you in another one. Goodbye.